Yes, hello beautiful people, welcome back. So Abu here Magesi back again to this kind of session of today. Today's today and tomorrow it will be another day. Today we are just broadcasting, it is too late, and we are just going to broadcast this kind of the video one-on-one to make sure that we are just going to get the real and valid information.
Right now, it's gonna be popping to you in this kind of the moment. Right now, keep it tuned.
At the G Castle,
Yeah, it's
in front.
It's underscore Gintu back again. The G Castle behind us here. It's gonna be reflecting here, and everything is just put at the moment.
Everything is awesome.
Everything is just.
And you see even the shape of the G Castle.
Yeah, the shape.
No. Look
Yeah,
from
yeah,
here.
yeah.
And you see the shape.
Yeah, the shape is the
Where's the
shaping
shape?
out,
Where's
yeah.
the shape?
The shape is there.
Where's the
is
shape? Where's the shape coming from?
The shape is coming from behind.
Look on this, guys. Look on this.
We are
Never talk about this, eh?
Yeah.
Because this is a house, but the shape of the G Castle, eh?
the shape of the G Castle.
You can just estimate.
It's one of the biggest and stretched houses here, and a 4-bedroom house that is a little bit modern ones that are still in Nyabuanse here, and talk about they are so costly. For the people who want to start the construction of the G Castles, they should understand that they're too costly.
You have to
3 times the ones that you think about.
You have to put much of the expenses.
Not expenses. The pocket demand should be high.
The
Pocket demand.
and not much of
No shenaniganing here. I talk about if it's consistency. Talk about consistency,
Yeah.
and it needs much of attention also, and it needs much of carefulness, because you cannot give anybody else to do this kind of the construction if he has not got the experience from here, because you can just mess it up if you are not so keen about it, because it's one of it's a hidden house also, and it has much of the slabs that are just attached here, and also it needs much of the uniqueness. Talk about even if you see this kind of the deck, that the decoration that was done at this kind of the window here.
Yeah.
So it can show you it's just a corner window that's just prepared in a way that you can just see it.
Let people see.
Yeah, you can see how it is, eh? So it's a corner window.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it's a corner window, exactly. So that's how it is. So it's the people who are just constructing this kind of the houses, they are so keen about whatever they are doing, and they are so slowly in a way that you cannot hurry them up. If you hurry them up, you will just mess it up, because it doesn't need any hurry, and also it needs more of the tension and knowledge about it. So that's why you say the engineer that I brought here, he was so he was so possessed at times of doing the construction, very simultaneous, in a way that he can just do this to this and to this. And you should understand, not everybody that you talk about, a person can just line up the bricking system and can do it, because what I can say is it has 2 pillars. Talk about about 2 you can call them beams, and talk about you can just have 2 lintels here, and you can just understand that the first lintel, it was at this kind of the stage of where the windows are going to be starting from, eh?
Yeah.
And also from this kind of the pathway, you can understand also that we are using very concentrated, or talk about a high grade D10, D12, D16 steels at this kind of the A. Exactly. But the good formula is it was built strong that way, because even the foundation, it is a 2 feet wide, to make sure they're going to be carrying the whole weight, because it has so many decorations here. And whenever even my father was asking me about, I'm thinking about the G Castle going to be not complete, but still you remember when we were just fixing this kind of the stuffs here,
Yeah.
they were chopping inside. Talk about they were demolishing a little bit some of the bricks, so these ones can get inside. So my father was asking about, I thought about the G Castle is coming to an end, it's still being demolished. I talked about it has so many things to be done here. That's why I'm talking about it. And also if you're going to be venturing into it, somebody can just understand, it has consumed more than 780 cements. So you can now analyze from that kind of the way you can now calculate where we are just moving to and where we are just heading to.
Yeah.
Right now, where we have just reached at this kind of the point, already inside we are at the gypsum, and we have finished the sitting room and the kitchen, and the other rooms, it's just decoration has remained in terms of laying the gypsum boards, and from there we can just do the skimming and only tiling So we shall be done about it, and also some of the decorations outside here that will just be so fantastic. But much of the people I see, they're talking about, oh, Gintu, we should have this kind of the pillars. They should be formulated in a way that I think something called like molding. But I said that I will not have molding done to this kind of the pillars because of one thing, because the standard way of this house or this kind of the G castle, it's in a way of the flatness. Talk about the pillars will just be tiled in a way that it will just reflect to the upper section, because the upper section also will be drawn the G castle or my name. Talk about the G castle name or my name, so it will be shining there like a letter, talking about like a running lights that will be running like my name. So as it will just be at that kind of the ridge of that kind of the upper section. So still we have more of the things to come out, because still we are at 80%. The 20% we are remaining with, it's a little bit of the simple things like skimming, like tiling, and some of the lighting system. So it's only 3 things, but they hold 20%. So I think about the 20%, I mean, is it's going to be a large, and they will be taking a large amount of money, so they could just be installed at that kind of the position. And now we have another step that will come in, talk about furniturization and now interior decoration. Talk about now getting everything where it's just necessary, like TVs and mounting much of the TVs, Wi-Fi's and much more, sofa set and much more. So that will be another stage that will just reach at that kind of the time. Still, we want to finish it up and have it outside being so meticulous at that kind of the point. What I was talking about is for the people who want to be starting it, don't fear that you cannot do it, because tomorrow is another day. You can never know how it's going to be coming.
Exactly.
And there are so many people who are talking about, oh, can I do like the way Gintu has done it here? And don't comprise and don't compare that, oh, I want to do like what Gintu did. You doesn't know, you doesn't understand why I decided to make sure that this kind of the G castle is going to be in such kind of a position, and how it could come out the way it is. So don't talk about, oh, I saw Gintu has started it and he has finished it. I saw Mungesi has started, is moving. I saw somebody has started, is have finished or whatever. I've seen Priska Sagati where I've seen somebody here. I see Mapopo. I've seen this kind of the boy fellow. The boy, everybody is moving. And they have big houses. You think about, oh, let me do the way they have done it. No, you can just understand that everybody has his own rate. And we are the people who have ever been talking about we shall have when I was just getting it, you understand, I squeezed it a little bit because it was a bigger thing that even my father refused.
Yeah, because it was maybe
it was stretching. It was coming up to where we are here. It was covering until I was about to remove this kind of the tree, so as it can just pave way for it to come. But my father talked about, no, that's a bigger thing that it's a bigger thing that it will not help much. Then I decided to tell the engineer to squeeze the rooms until it could come to this kind of the way it is right now. But it was a bigger stuff ever possible. And I could just talk about, oh, could have I finished it up to this kind of the time? But I understand when it was squeezed a little bit, it could be so a little bit not more expensive the way I thought it could be. But it has ate. And talk about the materials that we are using, like this kind of the window only. If I'm going to be selling this kind of the window, it will be costing more than 25,000 Kenya shillings per each. Yeah, exactly. Because one, this kind of steel, one steel, Sadoshi steels, and one doshi steel, like one by one, it was costing 1,200. And 1.5, this one that is just at the edge here, it's 1.5 by 1 inch, and it's just costing talk about 1,500. So it was so costly. And when we are installing it here, so it's one of the uniquest things, and talk about the strongest things ever possible, because still we have the windows, talk about the aluminum windows that are going to be coming, so they will just outreach outside there to make sure that it's going to be in a finished way. So some of the people are asking about, oh, Gintu, when I come to your house there, I'm not understanding, how will you fix some windows? Talk about some glasses. I talk about, no, the glasses will not be fixed here. Still we have an outside talk about aluminium windows still to be fixed outside here.
No movement, like there is a
no, you cannot pass through here.
No, I don't see, there is no like squeezing.
Yeah. But the aluminum windows, when I want to be placed outside here, you're going to now squeeze them the way you need to squeeze them. Exactly. That's the only thing. But the good fact is we are moving. And I understand there are so many people, whenever we are starting this kind of the construction here, they started talking about, let us see whatever will come out. But I think the impact now is pressing up, and much of the people are getting to know where are we still moving to and how are we going to be making it. You understand? And at which rate are we going to be making? And that's why we subject ourselves and talk about everything has its own way of movement, and everything has its own mode of going forward. There's no one can talk about, it will not be this way, and it will not be that way. But when you trust yourself and talk about you're going to be making it, there's nobody who can just talk about compete with what God has said that this going to be this way or this going to be at that kind of the range.
Exactly. In terms of construction and whatever, what I do understand is no much of hesitation and no much of we can talk about how do we call it? There's no much of the hesitation.
Exactly.
The only thing that people they can understand is some of steps.
Steps.
Exactly.
And consistency. And determining yourself that you're going to be making it.
And you have to be smart also.
And you have to be smart, exactly, on how the utilization and how the things are going to be coming out. And also what I'm going to be adding up is for the whole people who have been supporting us, because there's everybody who is in this world, and this kind of the points I always talk about them, that somebody can talk about, this kind of the G Castle, maybe Mogesi's house, it's somebody who is taking care of it, or somebody who is constructing it. I always say that everybody in this YouTube platform, it's only jealousy and ego which is making people to talk about others in a way that they think about they don't have. That the people, everybody in the YouTube platform has somebody who is special to them, and everybody has somebody who is supporting also to make it happen.
That's
it's
this kind of
we differ in terms of the subscribers. That's what we can talk about. Everybody has his own way, but we have some of the people can just attack and talk about, Gintu, you have understood much of the people are talking so many things, and also people are talking about more of you. It's something that you can call about that is a bad situation we are directing ourselves
full
in a way
jealousy.
that why can't you fight yourself talking about let me use the person I'm having in a way that even me, I'll be like Gintu. And what uniqueness is Gintu having that I don't have? Why is Gintu building this kind of the G Castle here? Why can't I do it? Press yourself and talk about, even me, I want to be like this one. But somebody is criticizing, manipulating, and accusing you in a way that he thinks about what you are doing, or somebody who was supporting Gintu for the G Castle to come out will talk about, this person is talking about, this is how Gintu is. Let me now get out from Gintu, and so I can support you. It will never happen. It's in a way of, let me put it in a square manner. There's a time we ever worked in one of the companies. Then some people started getting talk about ego, jealousy about others, and even including me. There's a manager who was so jealous because of the work I was doing. Then he said about Gintu should be fired, and I was fired, by the way. But the good thing, when I went back for my money, because I talked about you are fired, so give me my money because I've worked for it. So it could be a war there again, because I told them, if you are not ready to fire me, you could have just talked about, okay, what is Gintu needing and how is it? So you can just give me. But the good fact is they fired thinking about maybe you cannot have your brother being in that position. What Gintu was doing is another recruitment that will be held. Even not your brother, not your father, not your sister will just take that kind of responsibility. So you are just taking other people out with your own ego in a way that maybe you want to give them talk about maybe you want to give them a lesson, something like that one. It's from you. But what is always there is when you are talking about maybe you want to talk about, Gintu is being sponsored. Who is not being sponsored?
That is the real fact.
All the YouTubers who have come from the point you understand where we came from. And that's where now the begging is. And that's where money is. That's where people are all. So
even I remember there is this kind of situation. And I have this kind of project that I just running right now. Don't know, how do we call this kind of a boy? The one that Maro have it. This kind of project. Brian project. Is it Brian? Is it
right now, the one that is continuing?
Is it Brian, yeah?
Yeah, Brian, yeah.
You know, like Amaro, he was just talk about this kind of plastering labor only. It is 1,000 USD.
I know.
You know how many people that are just working there as
the plaster. If you are talking about the plaster of even if this kind of the G Castle, it's one of the uniquest and it's the biggest in terms of even the plaster and. Only I can assure you, I was using a ratio of 2 to 1.
2 to 1.
And talk about whenever it comes to the cobrarization, the corners. And all the corners you can see, they're just a 2 to 1 ratio of sand to cement. But if the other side, like this one here, it was using 3 to 1 ratio.
But that is.
But when we come to the point, I'm coming to that one. I'm coming to that one. When I calculate, I used like talk about 60 bags to make it. So 60 bags is going to be 60,000. You understand? And talk about sand, it will be 2 trucks. 2 trucks, which is 20,000, which is now 80,000.
2 tipper?
Yeah.
2 tip is no.
Let's make it a 10,000 there, depending to when and how you got that kind of there. I got my talk about the engineer told me that I need.
It is 16 tipper. 16 2 tipper.
No, depending to where you got the sand from. Because me, I can tell you, I got the sand from the lake direct. Because the engineer refused the one that it was here because it was a drought season and they were bringing maram, like sand. He refused it. He said that I have to get a good standard. So as I could not talk about, this kind of the sand, this is not a plaster you have applied here. So he said that he need a quality sand. So I had to get it from where? From when somebody goes there for other business, he comes with it. So that's how I started preparing. It was 10,000 Kenya shillings. So I can talk about it. So it's like 10,000. So that is 80,000. So to talk about $1,000, we have remained with 125, which is approximately 45,000. And the plaster, the whole of the house, it was 35,000.
35,000.
Yeah, 35,000. So you can calculate. So you have remained with 10, including putting the materials inside.
How many bedrooms do you have?
4 bedrooms.
4 bedroom. And the Brian house is just 3 bedrooms.
3 bedroom. So you can understand what I always talk about. So it's a little bit gauging other people not to understand.
And remember, it was labor only. It just
talk about the labor.
It just costs 1,000 USD.
That's a lot of
money. And remember
money.
how many people that are just working there as charity.
You understand there are people who are working there as charity also.
Exactly.
And who are not paid. The exclusive of other maybe the people who are just employed there to do, which are who are not many. Talk about very few of them. So the little fact I can talk about is we are being hooked up, and much of the things we have to be strategically allocated. So tomorrow also I'm gonna be demolishing one of the houses here, because I'm gonna be starting another house. Talk about a kitchen, because my mom's kitchen is a little bit to collapse here. So I want, because when I was demolishing my house, it was attached with my mom's kitchen. So when they were just pulling a little bit, it got some of the cracks. So I said about before I can just complete the G Castle, I have to step in and make sure that I'm going to be constructing the kitchen before it can just collapse, so it can just continue with other things to work. So by Saturday, Sunday, I think tomorrow is on Friday.
Tomorrow is on
Friday. Then on Sunday, I'm going to be starting the foundation, and also to make sure that everything is coming out. And also, right now we have people who are going to be bringing much of the materials here. A little bit, the trucks right now, they are not much. And I'm going to be buying a truck one day to make sure that they're going to be helping us outside there, because every day, every time the construction is there. So for the people who are watching, always keep it tuned, because we're going to be coming so darker, and it's just approaching 19 hours right now here.
It is already 7. Let me see.
It's already 19,
Yeah, it is already
1902. So a little bit, we're going to be becoming dark a little bit here. And I think I'm going to be doing some security lightings here, so as you can just have security. But if you light it up, people will just understand my dogs here. I don't want people to understand them, because right now I have to put a perimeter wall before I can just talk about how the security pattern is. This kind of an artifact, I appreciate everybody who's just locked and talking about how we're going to be doing much of the things coming out. And keep subscribing, liking and sharing. Support Mugesi and make it happen, as we're going to be striving to make it happen. We have much of the postcoms, intercoms that are always following us, but I understand those are just the words of the day. Talk about the things that are just squeezing us to get forward, because you have to be pressed, so you can just realize yourself and know what to do tomorrow. So I appreciate much of the time, and make it tuned, keep it locked.
And much
tomorrow, is another day.
Exactly.
Exactly, man. So you're gonna be making it happen. As you're gonna be reaching to the 20th minute.
You
before
look
you're gonna
dark.
be reaching. I look so dark, man.
Can I light you?
Huh? No. I don't want to be
wanna
written.
like you.
I don't want to be written.
You can see.
Somebody can see me and talk about, is this person looking like a?
You
Everything's.
look fantabulous.
I look fantastic.
Exactly.
So awesome, guys. Keep it tuned. Keep it locked. I'm gonna be finishing this kind of the video here. Support everybody. Support whoever you want to support in a way that you can be moving forward. What we need is moving forward. That is what we need. And much of the people are just a backward never.
Forward.
And for the people who are always talking about A, B, C, D, G, F, E, up to Z, they're gonna be talking. But what we need is getting forward. They're gonna be speaking as we move.
Exactly.
Keep it tuned. Keep it locked. Coming to you back. Mugesi's channel. Keep it locked. Subscribe. Make it happen. It is darker.